learn more about really going up the neck.
Okay, so what we could do is take maybe just a little time. You know how this works with me, but I don't always succeed at that.
Okay, it's okay, I know.
Is start with a really simple progression, like the two songs that pop into my head as good to practice this with are "Brown Eyed Girl" or "Teach Your Children," both of which only use the three main chords in the key.
Got it.
Which would be what number chords?
1, 4, and 5.
So in G, what would those be?
C and D. G, C, and D.
Okay. So so Brown Eyed Girl is in G. Teach Your Children is in D. So what are 1, 4, and 5 in D?
G, A.
Good.
Yeah.
Why do you sigh about that?
Because I have to think.
Yeah, but you know the answer.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Why does that create a negative?
Well, you know how when you practice something wrong and you create a space like a pause, and so I've created that in my own brain. I don't quite trust that I know it, so I always stop and think.
You know what? Actually, yeah. So when you answer those questions, it feels like it's a rote memorization thing. It's not seeing. It's not starting at D and thinking, well, from D a fourth is G, so it's got to be G and A.
No, I'm going.
You're
D,
trying to memorize.
E, F, G,
That's
A.
fine. That's fine. That's okay.
I'm counting in my
Okay,
head.
good.
Truthfully.
No. That's really what I want you to do. Is rather than have it memorized. Now you do have to be careful. When I say memorized, it's like. When you spit out, although most people don't even know their own phone numbers nowadays, but
I don't know mine.
Yeah. No. Well, anyway, never mind. Let me not go there. But there are certain things you just have memorized.
Yeah, that are really solid.
Right, and you don't actually have them tied to anything else.
Right.
Now, see, in this case, in music, if I were to ask you, so if we were in the key of D flat, what would 4 and 5 be?
G flat and A flat.
Very good. Okay, see, it's like you can make that connection.
Yeah.
Because it's like you didn't start at D flat and start going through the alphabet. It'd be the same thing. If I asked you, okay, if we're in E flat, what are 4 and 5 going to be?
A flat and B flat.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Now, the one place you have to be careful because so the interval of a fourth from 1 to 4.
Right.
Most letters of the alphabet. How many whole steps and half steps are involved in a fourth? Like if we go from C, what's a fourth from C?
So there'd be 1 because there's a half step between 3 and 4.
Good. Okay. So there's 1 half step between in a fourth.
Yeah.
So it's basically 2 whole steps and a half step.
Right.
And if I asked you what the chords were, what were 1, 4, and 5 were in E, you would just go E, F, G, A. You wouldn't necessarily do a little bit more theoretical thing and think of, well, the E scale is E, F sharp, G sharp, A.
Right, I
right?
would.
But as long as you had 1 half step in there, it's right. So when you just go E, F, G, A, well, you had 1 half step. That means it's good. Okay?
Yeah.
So what letter could you start on that wouldn't have a half step?
Oh.
And go to its fourth. Or is there a letter you could start on and there would be 2 half steps? In other words, those would mean that they're messed up.
Oh,